Okay, we're going to continue on in the Apocrypha. This is the second book of Esdras, chapter 10, verse 51. It was on this account that I told you to stay in the field where no house was built. For I knew that the Most High was going to reveal these things to you. That was why I told you to go into the field where there was no foundation of a building and no work built by man could stand in the place where the city of the Most High was to be revealed. So do not be afraid or terrified at heart, but go in and see the splendor and the greatness of the building, as far as the sight of your eyes can see. And afterward you will hear as much as the hearings of your ears can hear. For you are more blessed than many, and you have been called by the Most High as few have been. But tomorrow night you must stay here, and the Most High will show you in dreams those visions of what the Most High is going to do in the last days of those who live on the earth. So I slept that night and the following one, as he had commanded me. And it came to pass on the second night that I had a dream, and behold, there came up out of the sea an eagle with 12 feathered wings and 3 heads. And I looked, and behold, he spread his wings over the whole earth, and all the winds of heaven blew upon him, and the clouds gathered about him. And I looked, and out of his wings grew additional wings, and they became small, dwarfish wings. But his heads were resting. The middle head was greater than the other heads, but it was resting like them. And I looked, and behold, the eagle flew with his wings to reign over the earth and over those who live on it. And I saw that everything under heaven was subject to him, and no one opposed him, nor any creature that was on the earth. And I looked, and behold, the eagle rose upon his talons, and uttered his voice to his wings, saying, Do not all watch at once. Sleep, each in his own place, and watch my turns, but let the heads be reserved for the last. And I looked, and behold, the voice did not come from his heads, but from the midst of his body. And I counted his additional wings, and behold, there were 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side 1 wing arose, and it reigned over the whole earth. And it came to pass, after it reigned, and that it came to an end and disappeared, so that even the place where it had been could not be seen. Then the second arose and reigned, and it ruled a long time. And it came to pass, after it reigned, that it also came to an end, and so that it disappeared like the first. And behold, a voice was heard, and saying to it, Listen, you who have ruled the earth so long, I make this proclamation to you, before you begin to disappear. No one after you will rule as long as you have ruled, or even half as long. Then the third wing raised itself up and ruled like the former ones, and it also disappeared. And so it fell into all the wings, one by one, to be emperor, and then to disappear again. And I looked, and behold, in due time, the additional wings on the right side raised themselves up in order to be emperor. And there were some of them who succeeded, but immediately disappeared. And some of them raised themselves up, but did not remain emperor. And afterwards I looked, and behold, the 12 wings and the 2 little wings disappeared, and nothing was left on the eagle's body except the 3 heads that were resting and 6 little wings. And I looked, and behold, from the 6 little wings 2 separated, and stayed under the head that was on the right side, but 4 stayed in their places. And I looked, and behold, these 4 additional wings planned to raise themselves up and be emperors. And I looked, and behold, one raised itself up and immediately disappeared, and the second, and it disappeared more quickly than the first. And I looked, and behold, the two that were left also planned to reign. But while they were planning it, behold, the one with the resting heads that was in the middle awoke, for it was greater than the other two heads. And I saw how the two heads were united with it. And behold, the head turned with the ones that were with it, and it ate up the additional wings which planned to reign. Moreover, this head made itself master of the whole earth and ruled very oppressively over its inhabitants. And it had more power over the world than all the wings that had gone before. And afterward I looked, and behold, the middle head suddenly disappeared, just as the wings had done. But the two heads remained, and they also reigned over the earth and over its inhabitants. And I looked, and behold, the head on the right side ate up the one on the left. Then I heard a voice saying to me, "Look before you, and think about what you see." And I looked, and behold, what seemed to be a lion rose up out of the forest, roaring. And I heard how he uttered a man's voice to the eagle, and spoke, saying, "Listen, and I will speak to you. The Most High says to all of you, are you not all that is left of the four animals that I made to reign in my world, so that through them to the end of my times might come? And you are the fourth to come, and you have conquered all the animals that are past, and you have held the world in subjection, in great terror, and the whole earth with harsh oppression. And you have lived so long in the world with deceit, and you have not judged the earth with truth. You have persecuted the weak and hurt the peaceable. You have hated those who tell the truth, and loved liars. And you have destroyed the dwellings of the fruitful, and torn down the walls of those who did you no harm. And your insolence has reached the Most High, and your pride the Mighty One. And the Most High has looked at his times, and behold, they are ended, and his ages are completed. Therefore you will surely disappear, you eagle, and your dreadful wings, and your wicked additional wings, and your malignant heads, and your cruel talons, and your whole worthless body, so that the whole earth may be freed from your violence, and be refreshed and relieved, and hope for the justice and the mercy of him who made her. And it came to pass, while the lion was saying these words to the eagle, that I looked, and behold, the head that had been left disappeared, and the two wings which had gone over it lifted themselves up to reign. And their reign was short and full of uproar. And I looked, and behold, they also disappeared, and the whole body of the eagle was burned, and the earth was panic-stricken. Then, because of the great disturbance of mind and great fear, I awoke and said to my spirit, "Behold, you have brought this upon me, because you try to search out the ways of the Most High. Behold, I am still weary in mind and very weak in my spirit, and there is not the least strength left in me, because of the great fear which I felt this night. So now I will entreat the Most High to strengthen me to the end." And I said, "Sovereign Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, and if I am counted upright by you beyond many, and if my prayer has indeed come up before your face, strengthen me and show your slave the meaning and the explanation of this dreadful vision, so as to comfort my soul fully. For you have thought me worthy to be shown the end of times and the last of them." And he said to me, "This is the meaning of the vision that you have seen. As for the eagle that you saw rising from